Alright, welcome back to another one, everyone. We're out here under the old pole barn. We're gonna get back on this engine job today. Got a little bit of wind, so sorry if you can't hear too much, but a bunch of this can be time lapse again until we get back into the engine bay. Then we're probably gonna get some talking and buttoning up, just trying to help some people out, get some key points, just what can help you out if you have to do this yourself. Now, I have been lucky on this one. The boys have been working with me nicely, and he's getting me everything I need. Just go ahead and get all new parts for everything we can. Gaskets, seals, O-rings, all that stuff. But, as we have most of those parts, now we're going to go ahead and swap a few more parts over, get this one a little more dressed up to go back in. And, but for now, we're going to set y'all up on a little time lapse. I think we basically got the old engine squared away. We got basically everything we need out of it. We got to swap injectors in this one, and water pump, crank, pulley, and all that. Other than that, a few things. The next little bit, we'll get her buttoned up, and we'll kick her back in the engine bay. So let's get y'all set up, and let's get to it. So as we take off the water pump here, we'll go ahead and inspect the surface, make sure there's no burrs on it or anything. Go ahead and wash the other new used pump up, scrape all the surfaces off, put a new O-ring on it, and as we put it back on, we're going to notice we go ahead and tighten it around across back and forth so we know that we get a nice even seal on it. We don't want to pull it uneven and gall that O-ring up and it'll make it leak oil out of it. And also evenly tighten the pipe on the driver's side of it, and then make sure you snug up all the externals on it. Get your hose back on, make sure all clamps are back in place, and make sure you even pull a little extra out on them so that they have a little extra tension. And then as we throw this new balancer on, it's a FluidDampr. It's got all of its ARP hardener or hardware and the anti-seize. Gonna go back here and block the flex plate up. First, what we're gonna do here is torque it till we get our click, and then we did our angle on it. I think it was about 105 degrees on top of roughly a 74 foot-pound. Now we're just gonna keep going back to swapping the rest of the parts over. I'm not sure if y'all caught that or not, but what happened was I put the FluidDampr on and it was too big to go over that stud. So there's actually a hex on the end of it, so no, I didn't gall up the threads on it. But you could either get a socket on it, but since it already has some markings on it, I went ahead and grabbed some vice grips and pulled it out so I could get that fan pulley assembly on there. And tapped it on, got it over it without messing anything up, went ahead and threaded it back in, torqued it all back down, and now we're moving on to the exhaust side of things. got some glow plugs going on here. Good thing to do is soak these a little bit before you do them with some air coil or some PV blaster or something, and go ahead and torque them back down nicely, snug them back up. Don't forget to put your nuts back on for your wires so you don't lose them, and then you can be on to the next thing. Well, I think we're at a stopping point for now. The shipping got mixed up on the injector O-rings and copper washers, so we can't go ahead and swap them out. But as y'all seen, we've got the up pipe job done, all new gaskets on them, manifolds, up pipe. Didn't show you all this one. We actually got the EGT sensor probe in there, got it drilled and tapped out, got it all tightened up in there now. Y'all seen that we've got the glow plugs in now, we've got them all tightened up. We've got the coolant pipe that goes up to the EGR cooler back on. The engine oil is still draining from the old engine. He has got one of the Fumoto drain plugs for it, so we're going to swap that over for him. Other than that, we've got the new downpipe fitted, got the turbo outlet cleaned up so it slides in a lot easier. Had the wire brushed out a good bit, but it's a fairly clean, good fit. I think we've got the water pump done, the FluidDampr balancer, new ARP bolt torqued and angled back to spec. Trying to think what else we've done this one. Oh yeah, actually this one did not come with the fan pulley assembly. We got the old one swapped over to this engine. Seemed to bolt right up, everything's tightened back up, all hoses look good shape. We've got everything torqued down nice and tight. We've got to swap over he just put new thermostats in it, so we're going to go ahead and swap those over too. I think that's going to be a stopping point for now. We're going to have to go up to north end of the county, pick up the new body O-rings for the injectors and the washers. He's got some coming into O'Reilly's up there. But we also are going to go hang out up at Kyle's house this afternoon and evening. So I think that'll be a good trip up there. And I think that's going to finish us off for today. We might button up a few little things here and there and clean up some. We definitely got to clean up some, swap out these engine mounts. Other than that, I think we're going to call that a wrap for now. I guess now we're going to swap out these engine mounts, ditch these old factory ones, and we got the old PPEs to come on, and they got new hardware with them and everything, so we're going to stick these up in there, get them torqued down, and swap over to the other side and knock that one out too. Alright, so I just noticed something as I'm putting it together. These bolts will never be able to come out without taking the oil cooler housing off. What we're going to do is we're going to loosen it up, angle it down, and maybe flip these around the other way.
And one thing I did find interesting is driver's side mount, no heat shield. Passenger side, heat shield. Not sure why. If somebody knows, drop it in the comments. But yeah, that's kind of interesting to me. Kind of want to pull that one off on the other side and put onto this one, but oh well. Guess that's how the factory is. That's how we're going to keep it. Well, we're back out here another day. We went last night, picked up those parts. Might have got a little crazy last night and might have wrecked the old pitter. The old pit bike got the best of me. But, done bruised my tail up. Now we're rested up a little bit this morning. Come out this afternoon, see if we can get these injectors put in. And, well, first we got to pull the old ones out, put the new ones in. Get all the new O-rings, copper washers, and all that stuff back on. But I think we'll knock that out, put the harness back on, and get it ready to stab in tomorrow afternoon after we get home from work. I'm going to set y'all up, let y'all get on a little time lapse while we get ready to swap these injectors. Catch y'all in a few. We have all these injectors out. Do have some debris in there, so we're going to get a nozzle, cover each of these up individually, and we're going to go ahead and blow everything out, make sure we have a clean, fresh fit. Probably get either some WD-40 or a dab of oil, just so when we put the injectors back in, the O-rings won't tear. They'll have a little lube to slide in, because I know that sets them just right. So first, we got to make sure everything's clean. We never cheat out on it and shortchange them. We want to make sure it's a good, tight, clean fit. That'll save us from any issues down the road. So let's go ahead and get these things clean. Now we got that done, we'll go ahead and pull these back out the way. Inspect everything, make sure it's mildly clean. Now we're going to slip over here and we're going to get the new used injectors from the broke engine and throw them in here, and let's get to it. Also, want to make note on the old ones, make sure that copper washer stays stuck to the tip. If not, you're going to have to get in there with like a little right angle pick or something and pull them out, because sometimes they do get stuck. But we've already inspected all of these. Each one has the copper washer on it, so we're going to get the new ones out and stick them on these, which we got to pull these ones off, clean these ones up first, then we'll put them back together.
don't know if y'all can see this here, but it says 37 foot-pounds. And of course, our torque wrench here only goes down to 40. So we're gonna set them at 40. I figure if it's within 3 pounds, I think you usually give them a 3-pound tolerance. Should be good to go. This is a very fresh torque wrench, so it should be within spec. So we're gonna torque all these down, and we'll hop back over to the other side and start over. That one will probably just be a time lapse since we've already gone over onto this one. So let's hop to it and get these torqued down. Oh, we got a helper here. Well, we got the engine harness on mainly. We got a few things, you know, to plug into the compressor, the alternator, all that stuff up here. I guess we could go ahead and bolt the power steering pump on, but we're using one of the bolts for it, so we might swap over to a different hole, use a different bolt or something. But for now, we got the harness on. We got all of our injectors in done. We got all our glow plugs in. Everything's tightened up. We got a bunch done on it.
pretty sure it's ready to stab in the truck. Probably gonna do that tomorrow. But I think for now, that's probably gonna do it up for a, I guess you'd call it a swap over video or a new used parts swap. Got a few little miscellaneous things I gotta figure out where a couple little brackets and stuff go on it. But for the most part, everything's wrapped up on this. I think for now, we're gonna call it a night. You rest a little bit and get ready for the work week. And then tomorrow afternoon, after we get home, we're gonna get back to it and hopefully swap back over yonder and get this thing stuck in our home. Overall, I'd like to get it put back in there, tighten the mounts up, get the converter hooked up, bell housing bolts, and then next day, we'll come back and we'll keep getting enough wrapped up on it to hopefully get it fired up maybe by midweek. That's the goal anyways. If not, next weekend, we're all on it trying to finish it up. We do lots of different stuff, and I like to help people out, give them some helpful hints on it. But just remember, get out there and get something done. At least one thing a day. That'll make you feel better the next day. At least you got something done. And I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Alright folks, welcome back to the final part. We're going to just go over the, I guess, the final inspection on this engine. Make sure we have everything swapped over we need to, and just double check, make sure everything's tight, make sure we're not missing anything. And we're actually going to get ready to put this thing back in the truck. So let's inspect a few things here and just go over what we have. Alright, so we got our FluidDampr on, we got it all torqued, the bolt angled, torqued, and everything on it. All we have left to do is put our fill tube back in up here. We have all of our water pump stuff tightened back up. We still have a AC compressor and power steering pump to do, but just for the sake of trying not to tear anything up, plus using this bolt to hang the chain off of, we're gonna wait till it's back in the truck for those. We also have a few little things come on this side, but that's gonna be as we go back into the truck. The heat shield, we're gonna wait till that's in the truck, make sure everything clears, and we still have to make sure we adjust the downpipe. We left it a little loose just so we can make sure it connects to the on the exhaust. As weird as that sounds, we have all of our exhaust goodies back here tightened up. We have our fuel filter housing on, got it plugged back in. Our extra wires that, you know, just do away with them for now. Got our harness plugged back in. We got our clamps on tight. We've gone ahead and swapped over the new water neck on it. Our other bracket goes on here, but we don't want to bolt that on until we have all this out of the way so we don't risk hitting it. Did go ahead and put our intake tube on. But other than that, we're trying not to lose more sockets down in here. We got everything pretty much buttoned up. We got our heat shield back on. We got our glow plug module back in. Other than that, we got all our clamps tightened up. We've replaced a couple of them. I don't know if y'all can see that down in there good. I actually had to replace one that wouldn't hold tight enough for my likings. But other than that, I think she's wrapped up. All of our glow plug wires are tight. All of our holders are back bolted on. We got our two for our power steering pump. A couple little plugs that don't get plugged in yet. Other than that, I think she's ready to go back in there. So that's probably gonna be on the next video, which will be just like
stopped by for a little bit tonight. Not sure if we can see him, the old LBZ. He wanted to come look at the LMM and help me line her all up and get it back together. So I think that's gonna do it for now. We'll get it back in. We got those new PPE engine mounts in there. Gonna go back over them, torque everything down, and that'll start us off on the assembly of the LMM. We got the bell housing bolts in, and we got the engine mount bolts in at least to get everything lined up. Did have one thing happen. This alignment dowel did come out and stay in the bell housing, so we drove it out. But other than that, it went back together fairly smooth. And we're gonna keep picking away at it from there, and we'll start you off with another part of the video. I guess we'll call it part 3. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I ain't good with all them fancy terms and whatnot, but we're on the roll now. Let's keep on going, because we're trying to grow. Remember to get after it every day, even if it's 5-10 minutes. That's more than you had the day before. So thank y'all for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.